One. What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Got another good show lined up for y'all today. We got the full house in here today. We got Tump, we got E-Man, we got Jim, and we got Clayton in here today. We got a lot to cover, fellas. I know it's gonna be a great show as usual. I don't even know what topic y'all want to start on. What's up?
Hey, Mike, real quick. That's what I mean when you say as usual. That's that Baltimore shit.
Yeah.
That was as right usual. On time.
Yeah, man, before we get on the WBA, right? Did y'all hear what Deion said about having a cap on them NIL deals? Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear him say that?
Nah, talk to us.
Yeah, Deion said, he don't have a problem with the NIL, but he want it to be capped. Whereas though, I don't know if it's capped by school or capped by player. I think it's capped by school though, so only, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like the rich getting richer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know the problem with that is because I heard that Deion Sanders thing. Right. Deion Sanders is complaining about it now, but he didn't complain about it when he had the top two players in college.
Ain't that how
that coming?
Right. Now to change the dynamics for him because now these schools, the high-end schools, can offer these kids more, and Deion can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yet he didn't complain about it when he had the top two guys in his program. There was no problem with the NIL. No problem with the deal, but now all of a sudden, because now recruiting got harder, and he's losing a couple of guys for money now. He's losing a couple of guys for money. Not even playing time, not even with school. It's money now. So, I just say now he's feeling what all the other coaches was feeling. Because he got to revamp his program.
That's like a year-to-year. That's like a year-to-year thing. It's going to be now.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I seen a quote yesterday or something, him saying that this team he got now is better than the one last year. Yeah. So it sounds like he's not having a problem recruiting kids.
Yeah. Well, of course you're gonna say that though. If you Deion,
say that. You ain't gonna say
you're gonna say that. You're gonna go on TV like, you know what? We okay right now, but the team last year will fuck us up. So I don't expect nothing to come from it. He gonna say that. But in the same breath, he's talking about the NIL deal and how they should cap it and everything. In which I say yes, because it is a mismatch right now. But for Deion to say that, come on, why didn't you say it last year or the year before that when you first got to Colorado?
Yeah, some people.
You know what I'm saying?
Critical.
So they're gonna be the best team up until their first loss. He's gonna be out there talking about how they're gonna be national championships until their first loss.
Yeah.
And as far as capping it to make a level playing field, let's be honest. College football, basketball ain't never been no level playing field. Ever.
Never will.
Never. NIL ain't making it unfair.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It never will.
The Georgias, the Alabamas, the Texas, they still gonna get the blue chippers. They still gonna get them.
It's just so deep.
Right.
But when it comes to that, though, let's talk about the fact that they may change the rules next year to where it's the top 12 teams that go in the standings and not conference champions. That's more serious, huh?
That's this season, man.
They're doing it this season. Okay, I wasn't sure they were switching it. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was this season or next season they switched it.
Well, do you think that some of the top 12 in the standing will be conference champions?
Yeah. Sure. But I think I don't think it's right because the situation is this, that the standings all depend on who you play. Okay. And some of the schools pay more money to play other schools and everything. So that will, Notre Dame could take 3 losses, but because they do their schedule, they can still get in with 3 losses. Whereas though you can get a conference champion that only has 1 loss and won't get in because it's not in the top 12.
Right.
Because of who they have to play.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that if it's based on strength of schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because some
that's where I
teams
got
got
the
great
problem
records and they ain't playing nobody. You know,
right? Because that's where I have the problem at because the strength of schedule. So let's say Michigan goes in losing 2 games, but they're playing in the Big Ten. So if they're losing 2 games to, let's say, the conference champions and somebody else, they might not make it into the Big 12. I mean, in the top 12.
But because the Big Ten is such a powerful conference, 2 losses in that conference, they're still going to give you a head nod over a team that maybe even go undefeated. But if they had a weaker conference, you won't, they won't get in above a 2-loss Michigan team.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in the fact that, okay, you should take the top 12 teams. My problem is how you determine the top 12 teams. That's my issue with it. Because we all know that, those standings, those rankings and everything go up and down depending on who's sleeping where and how they feel when they wake up in the morning. So,
how do you think it should be determined?
I mean, I
I'm
really
just
think
asking because I'm not familiar with the whole process, huh?
I think they should leave it the way it is. The conference winners get in. If you win your conference, you're in. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go by the standings and strength after that.
The Big Five supposed to be automatic. The Big Five conference champs is automatic, and the other 7 are at large. You know what I mean? So they're the ones that's going to be like, you ain't win the SEC, so you came in 3rd, 4th place in the SEC, and the SEC always going to get the benefit of the doubt over any other team.
Yeah,
and that's the crazy part about it. The way that it's set up now, the SEC can actually get 5 or 6 teams in there.
Yeah.
That's right. And don't be surprised if they do. And don't be surprised if they do.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. That I think that do make Deion Sanders look like a like a hypocrite when you know what I mean. But
I don't know why he wanted Cat, like man said. Why now? Why you wanted Cat now? Because Colorado, they war chest ain't as deep as others. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They war chest not as deep. So
and now it's harder because you Deion Sanders, but do I play for Deion Sanders or do I make $1 million in NIL money?
That's right.
Which one do I make? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
If I can go to a top school that I still know is going to get that I'm gonna get playing time and viewership on it.
Right.
So it's hard for Deion.
That's taking precedent. The NIL money is taking precedent over what you call it, TV time and things like that. It was like, man, if I can get paid now, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to this school instead of Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to another school, like you say, pay me $1 million a season, and hey, I might not be on TV as much, but I'm getting paid, and scouts still gonna come see me. So I'm still, got a chance of getting drafted.
Hey, let's not forget that 1% of a college athlete, 1% of a college football player makes it to the pros. 1%.
Yeah.
So all the rest of them are out there trying to get paid now. So you get that D-back is like number 4 in the country. D-back number 4. He's the 4th best D-back in the country. You still get him over here, give you $1 million. You can still put together a quality squad.
And see, I think now the only thing I think they should do as far as college football, they need to regulate that transfer portal.
Yes.
I think that's something they need to regulate. Not the money, but the transfer portal. Because you got some guys, man, they on their 4th and 5th team in 2 years and things like that, man. I think they need to regulate that a little bit.
I think it's more than fair to institute a signed contract for a certain amount of years. I think it's fair. Now you're talking about money you paying these kids, so you might as well make it contract work. You might as well.
Hey, I ain't against that. I ain't against that at all. Yeah.
But see, like I said, like I was saying before on following shows, you got these kids coming out, 17, 18. Legally binding contracts don't work with them kids, though. That's the problem with that whole silent contract situation.
Well, that's interesting because what's the legal age you can work?
You can work at 15.
With a permit, probably like about 14, 15.
Yeah. All right. So now, is it any stipulation on the type of work you can do at that age?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. What's the stipulation?
Can't work certain days, can't work certain many hours.
Right,
you know,
right.
But what about when you turn 18?
No,
there's no restrictions at 18.
Right. So an 18-year-old very well could get a job as a contractor.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do it in other sports.
Understand. So I don't,
They do it of like tennis and golf, you know what I mean? So they can do them the same way what they do tennis.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah.
Baseball too. Yeah.
Yeah, because once you're 18, you're 18.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, so let me ask y'all this, right? A little while ago, probably I think like at the beginning of the WNBA season, right? I heard Jason Whitlock say that a good candidate for the Indiana Fever would have been Mark Jackson, right? And his reasoning was that Mark Jackson would know how to coach Caitlin Clark because of the way she was being, like the way she's being played, and he would know how to develop her because of how he helped develop Clay and Steph Curry, right? So at the time, I was like, I don't think it's really necessary, right? But now with that being said, and what's the lady name? Stephanie White taking some heat about the way she's coaching Caitlin Clark. And I definitely think that if Mark Jackson was coaching her or some other, let's just leave it at Mark Jackson, that he probably would coach her a little bit differently, right? And that I think with a franchise ball player, you have to live and die with their mistakes more so than trying to have them adjust to a certain system or getting them to play a certain way. Right. And so that's my belief with it happened with Michael Jordan, it happened with Kobe Bryant, Magic, and Bird. All those guys were the coaches never tried to adjust them to a system. You live and die with their mistakes, and you allowed them to grow and learn. You know what I mean? Because you got to do that with the alpha players. And so what do y'all think about that as far as that strategy, that approach with Caitlin Clark? Because of I think that they're trying to force her into doing some things right now that she's, instead of playing to her strengths, basically. So how do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you gotta put your offense around your players. I mean, like let's talk about Jordan. You mentioned Jordan. Remember when they brought in the triangle offense, Jordan really wasn't particular about that. He knew what the triangle offense could do and how it could enhance Jordan. And that's why, that triangle offense really, really worked for Chicago and Jordan. The Lakers, when they brought Magic in, they went from a half-court team to let's run. We got this young guy that can handle the ball. Let's run up and down this court and make people tired. Remember, Kareem didn't want to do that at first. You know what I'm saying? Then he had to okay, this may work. You got to figure out what her strengths are and then, go towards those strengths. If you try to change that, then it makes some of her strengths and become weaknesses then. Because you're trying to change the situation.
And I'm going to tell you one thing about great players. Mike, you mentioned Jordan and everything. He is coachable. You understand what I'm saying? He was at Carolina with Dean Smith. He's coachable. So first of all, he got a high basketball IQ. And if you tell him, like, look, man, I'm going to implement this triangle, man, and I think it'll work. Because Mike wasn't winning when he was averaging 36, 37 points a game. You know what I'm saying? That didn't translate to win. So Phil Jackson and Tex Winter's like, look, man, we want to implement this offense. Now, Mike could have pushed against it. And maybe he did a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I remember he was saying, oh, man, I don't want no equal opportunity offense and things like that. So he pushed against it, but then he saw the results of it. Then okay, this will work.
But how long did it take to see those results?
Right. And see that's a good point too. That right there too, Jim, because then that calls into number one. Stephanie White is under pressure because they want Caitlin Clark to win now. You know what I mean? They want to see her winning now. You know what I mean? But I think And just like with all of those guys who played, like what it took Mike like 7 years to win a championship.
Yeah.
Right. And so in between now and whenever you get your championship, you still have to allow your franchise ball player, they got to get their numbers because their game have to be at least entertaining. You can't have her averaging on some days she'll score 20 and 20 points and 12 assists. Then on some games she'll have like 9 points and 6 assists.
But see,
you know what I mean? You can't do that. She gotta get her numbers.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Let me ask you a question. Why can't you do that if it still translates to wins?
Well,
that's why I think that where we're going wrong with this Caitlin Clark thing. I think we're putting too much pressure on her to win.
Right? No. I don't think. I think it's a learning and process. She's learning in process. She's learning how to win. So even in your losses, you still have to have her playing at a certain level. That way she gets used to playing and performing at that level. Even if you lose, she has to perform at a certain level. So it's not about wins and losses right now.
But and I understand that, but sometimes everybody don't come to play as a superstar every night. But we're expecting that. So when she doesn't score 30 points or she doesn't score 29 points with 5 assists and whatever stat line we're putting up, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those nights that she doesn't do it.
Well, I think that's the difference between a franchise ball player and everybody. They come every night, so they don't even take plays off. So that's not even something that's going to factor into your reasoning when you're thinking about something like that.
But everybody's not going to handle that the same way. Let's say she gets double teamed when they get the ball because they know she's going to take the shot. Then somebody else. That's why we got the Scottie Pittmans. You know what I'm saying? Right. When they decided we're going to eliminate Jordan, which they couldn't, but we're going to eliminate Jordan, and Scottie goes for 40. You know what I'm saying? That didn't take nothing away from Jordan, but they just put the more pressure on Jordan that made Scottie look better. You know what I'm saying? Well, that could be the same. She doesn't have that Pittman yet, in my opinion.
Well, no. This year, no. I'll push back on that. She's got more than a Pittman. With Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston.
The standings was not saying it.
Well, they back to 500, and the standings are not saying that. And here's my take on Stephanie White and a great coach. So last year, she was facing the same thing. Pressure. She was top of the scouting report, right? Mm-hmm. But the way she plays, she is a point guard, right? That's who she is. Yep. And even in the midst of all that, with the ball in her hand, she plays with a lot of electricity, joy, and excitement, and she sets everything up for everybody around her. So last year, they started running teams out the gym. She adjusted to it. And the thing is that Stephanie is focused so much on being unpredictable, and they're going to scheme her up that way. But she can handle that because she had to do it last year. But what she's doing is, instead of coming in and seeing this young group, the success they had the second half of the season, saying, let me build on that, she's coming in saying, let me change that. And let's do it a different way. That's not a great coach to me. When you're a great coach, you just build on what's there. So Caitlin, she needs the ball in her hand, and the fans like watching her, not necessarily just because they want her to win now. It's fun to watch her. But now you have a system coming in. The other day against the Valkyries, they had her playing 2 guard. She's not a 2 guard. So now you're affecting her psyche, her confidence, and everything else, because she doesn't see the game that way. And it's also about feeling the game. When you play a certain way your whole life, that's a rhythm. You feel the game and see it. When I'm playing on another position, I don't feel the game anymore because I'm feeling out of sort. You know what I'm saying? So Stephanie White could very well win this way. And the Fever can win games like this, right? But my thing is, this is not conducive for the young core that you have in the way they play. Because last year, they was running teams out of the gym. Even last night, I watched that game, right? And that first half, ball ain't in her hand, right? Only here and there. They started off the game great. Then ball out of her hand, went in the halftime game. I don't know what happened at halftime. I don't know if Caitlin, it's a rumor that her and Stephanie had a heated exchange going into, I don't know.
I heard
but
that.
I don't know what happened, but I know the second half, the ball was in her hand. Whether a shot was falling or not, she started affecting the game on a whole nother level. And they wind up stretching it out, beating Atlanta by double digits, by like 19. So to me, something happened at halftime. But that girl is a point guard, and that's what she is. And to try to change that, to me, you're not a good coach.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you're not a good coach. I'm going to say your system doesn't work for her. If you need a point guard that fits your system, to me, the Indiana Fever, and if it's about Stephanie White and it's her team, they need to move off Caitlin. That's all. And have somebody else as the point guard. Because that's not, now I give her credit. She's coachable. So she's trying to work through this. She's trying. And you know, she may. I don't know. But to me, I would never have a starting lineup and all of a sudden now she the two guard. That's crazy to me.
I think sometimes coaches overthink sometimes, and instead of making the opposition adjust to you, you sometimes want to, I'm going to catch them off guard, or I'm going to change up what I normally do and things like that. No, make the opposition, make them.
Let me ask you a question. Is Caitlin Clark the best shooter on that team?
Yes. She's not right now, but yes.
Okay, then why would you put her at point?
Because that's what she is. Just because she's a point guard.
But listen to a coaching factor.
She's a point guard. Let me share.
Right, but listen to the coaching factor.
She's not a shooting guard, but she can shoot.
But listen to the factor. If she's the best shooter on the team,
yes.
Okay, why would you have her at point guard to start the momentum down? Because she's the best shooter. You want her with the ball.
Because she's also the best facilitator on the team. She's also the best point guard in the league.
But
she sets everything up. And
what scores points?
Huh?
What scores points? The shot. The same way that Golden State moves off of Steph Curry being the point guard some nights is because he's the best shooter on the team.
Yes, but Steph Curry is, I don't know, I can't speak for his whole career, what he played or whatever, but Steph Curry has a different game than Caitlin. Caitlin is a bona fide point guard that can shoot the lights out.
And this Steph Curry's not?
I don't know if Steph Curry is a pure point guard. I don't know that.
He's not.
I don't know if he's a floor general like that.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not.
So I don't know, man. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you a question.
And check this out, though, man.
Games, and that championships, what position was he playing, Steph Curry? He was playing point.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying I don't know if his game is like Caitlin. Where Caitlin is a natural floor. She administers the floor. She sets everything up. She sets the tone. She makes everything wide open, and she can shoot. I don't know if Steph Curry is that. I know Steph can shoot.
Let me chime in with this. See if this will help explain it. Steph Curry is a shooter who can play point guard.
Right.
Caitlin Clark is a point guard who can shoot.
Yeah. But
100%.
Besides how we define it, if she's the best shooter on the team, okay, you do not want her bringing the ball down.
Yes, you do.
Listen. Yes. That's basketball 101.
No.
You want, if she's the best shooter, why is she bringing the ball down?
Because she's the best ball handler and the best facilitator.
That's not what I'm asking.
Also understand this, man. Understand this. Basketball is about feel. All her life, the best way she shoots is by creating her own. She's not a person that come off screen and spot up shoot. That's not her game. It's not.
Is Lamar Jackson the best passer?
No.
Okay.
But that's different. That's different though. That's Jim. That's different.
Apples and bowling balls. I get it, but there is a similar concept there.
I'm just saying, right? But I'm saying this. Okay. Would you put Lamar as a wide receiver?
You could.
Why would you?
Because he's the best.
Has he ever?
Yeah.
You wouldn't, because he's the best.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The ball in his hands.
You put the ball in his hand because he's a passer.
No,
If she's the best shooter on the team,
she's the best. She's the best playmaker. They put the ball in Lamar's hands because he's the best playmaker in the NFL, period. Caitlin is the best playmaker.
Again, I understand what you're saying, but my whole point, if she's your best shooter on the team, okay, you do not want your best shooter bringing the ball down.
But
yes, you do. In this case, you do, because she's the best. She's a point guard. She's the best handler, the best facilitator.
Let me ask you a question. How has that worked out for them so far?
Last year, I'm going to tell you how it worked out. I'm going to tell you. When she came in, they won 13 games. She took a team that was 13. Let me finish. Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, their stats were down, struggling. She comes in because you don't know what she's going to do. Is she going to pass? She going to go to the cup? She going to shoot the three? She opened up everything. You know what she did? Her stuff, what it did for them? It lifted that whole franchise up. They wound up winning 20 games and going to the playoffs, a place they haven't been in years. That's what it did.
What did they do in the playoffs? They lost the first round.
They lost the first round. Yeah, they went up against. Let me finish. You talking about
make a change?
You talking about a young group that didn't have no playoff experience. First time there, they played against a more experienced team. They lost the first game big. Second game, they lost in the final seconds. They are growing. So now you come in as a coach. You don't disrupt that. You add to it. That's it.
Listen, a coach is a coach. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about like Caitlin Clark went in there and the franchise went to the championship game.
No, she was a rookie. So you expect it to happen right now?
No. See, now we're talking differences now. You're saying because she's a rookie, that's why they didn't go. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying they were young group.
About the game. I'm talking about the game.
I'm gonna say this to you. They didn't make it. They got bumped out of the first round because they played a team that was better than them.
You know what? You sound just like a Ravens fan. Lamar is the greatest.
I'm not a Ravens fan.
That's what you sound just like a Ravens fan right there.
Look,
Lamar is the greatest to ever do it, but yet he can't win a playoff game.
But look, man, let me. My point is, right, what I'm trying to say is not whether she should be bringing the ball up or whether she the best shooter on the team. But like if she is the face of your organization, the face of your franchise, then you want to try to develop her from a confidence standpoint. And so whatever she do, you got to put her in positions where as though she gonna win. So to me, whether Steph Curry bring the ball up or whether Steph Curry he allowed somebody else to do that wasn't the point. Steph Curry was put in a position where as though they maximize his strength so he can win. It don't matter if he bring the ball up or not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, say for instance, when Kobe Bryant first got to the Lakers, Jerry West made it clear that nobody was to haze Kobe Bryant. Why? Because he put Kobe in that room so Kobe could be the alpha. You do not kill their confidence. So I don't have a problem with the Fever losing to the Valkyries, an expansion team. I have a problem with the stats, that her performance in that game. That's why I say you have to live and die. If that's your, like Clayton said, either move off of her or even, or even do right by her. But you have to live or die by your franchise ball player, like with the decisions that they make. Because she's a gym rat, and she's going to learn how to win. Magic did it. Bird did it. Kobe, Isaiah did it. Winning is a process, right? So you cannot expect her to come in after year 2, you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden people say, well, she can't go left. Her shooting is terrible. You know what I mean? Like once you learn how to win, that's when the magic starts.
See, what are we talking about Caitlin Clark being this superstar for them?
She is one.
And so she got to get the superstar. We cannot call her a superstar and not put the same pressure on her. Come on,
well, I'm not saying you can't put pressure on. I'm just saying that you have to put her. you have to allow her, or if that's your franchise ball player, then you need to put her in a position where, as though, like, her strengths are, her strengths. But you're gonna play towards her strengths in order for your team to be successful.
Is it just one thing though that you can change to get them back on track? Because even if let's say they change up the style of coaching and their offense and they go back to that style of fast pace, decision making. Is that the missing piece? Because it feels like one of the things that's been missing also is chemistry. They've struggled with getting a good chemistry with 5 people out on the floor.
Right. And that comes with inexperience, and that comes with, like, early in your career. If you remember, the Milwaukee Bucks used to give Michael Jordan with Sidney Moncrief, they used to give him fits. Yeah. You know what I mean? But people forget about that, and so he took his lumps with almost every team. We just remember Detroit. Right, Tom. You just remember Detroit, but they wasn't the only ones who gave Mike fits. Right. But because everybody was in on allowing him to develop. When Michael Jordan turned the ball over or he made a mistake, they cussed out Horace Grant. You know what I mean? But when Kobe made mistakes, Fisher and Eddie Jones and all them dudes that was there when he was young, they took the brunt of that. But not your superstar, not your alpha. So that's the point I'm trying to make.
And then Caitlin, she can affect the game more than just her shooting.
That's it.
Yeah. That's why you want the ball.
That's why you want her to have that ball, because she can affect the game in different ways more than her shooting.
Well, all I gotta say is if that's what they're doing now, it ain't working. They need to change it.
Yeah, well,
like I said yesterday at halftime, something changed. Now I don't know if it's gonna stay changed, but they came out the second half and they gave her the ball, and she orchestrated everything. They had a slow third quarter, but they still outscored Atlanta in the third. Then that fourth quarter, they ran away. Then they pulled her out because the game was in hand. But to your point, Jim, I do think it's just as simple as that. A simple fix is put the ball in that girl's hand and let them run, because you did bring in new pieces that kind of, now you're trying to, instead of trying to take your core and make them adapt to the new pieces you brought in, the new pieces have to come in and flow with what's there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Lexi, Leah, Kelsey, Dantas, they all know how to play with each other. That's not new. That's why I don't take much for Kelsey and Caitlin to get back on the same page, or Hernley. They know how to play with it. Now you got Natasha Howard and some of these others that's got to find their way into that, as opposed to Stephanie trying to make the core adapt to these new pieces.
Yeah,
that's just my thought on it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me Eastside has said something. Oh, Eastside say, let me see. I agree. Stephanie White is killing her confidence. I do not like Stephanie White at all. So Eastside really he don't appreciate the way she coaching, and so that's why I said, like, and it seems like at the WNBA level, when I look at these coaches, they more so seem like they want to implement their scheme more so than like say, like, if you had a Phil Jackson, like it's there's an art to coaching a franchise ball player. Like, you just don't roll the ball out there, and then allow them to do their thing. It's certain things that you have to be in place in order to coach those kind of ball players. And I ain't really realized that until I seen other
Let me ask you a question. Out of the stars that the WNBA has had in the last 25, 27 years or whatever, has any of the coaches actually really gotten the best out of their superstars? I mean, I haven't been watching WNBA that long, so I was just wondering. Like, if you go, like, I'm thinking like Rebecca Lobo. Has she ever had that career where one coach has really brought the best out of her or something like that? Has there been that player?
So, number one, I think, all right, so this situation with Caitlin Clark, everybody can agree this is a little bit different, right? So, but like, say, like, if you Becky Hammonds and you are coaching Asia Wilson, right? So Asia Wilson is not, in my opinion, she's not like the face of the league, like they project and they want this young lady to be, right? So the situation, in my opinion, is a little bit different. The way you manage Asia Wilson is not the way you manage Caitlin Clark. You know, so when Becky coach her, she can coach her differently than she would. I don't even think like Cheryl Reese. I don't think that she would want to coach Caitlin Clark because of what Caitlin Clark brings to the table. And Cheryl Reese is an excellent coach, but she would not want to deal with that.
Yes. Well, elaborate on that, Mike. Elaborate on that.
Because in order to coach a player like Caitlin Clark, you have to swallow. They go our word again. You got to swallow your pride. You have to adjust to the talent that you have. You have to adjust to this generational type player. And a lot of these women's, their egos sometimes will stand in their way when it comes to allowing this young lady to develop the way that she needs to. So you can do that with Asia Wilson because she, you know, I mean, it's just different. Same thing with Nafisa.
But even with Becky Hammond and Nafisa Collier, they're the franchise generational talents on their team. And those teams have built teams around what they do best.
That's true.
That's what they've done. Becky Hammond in Las Vegas, they built that team around Asia and what she does best, and those pieces complement Asia.
Right.
I think Cheryl Reeves would be successful in she's done it with Fee.
Well,
Fee is Caitlin's not Fee.
That's a different temperament.
And Caitlin's not Fee. Caitlin's a post player.
They're generational talents. You just said it.
Yeah, but
are we talking about popularity as a player or talent?
No, we're talking about the style. Now,
why they wouldn't be able to coach? See, I'm a little confused of why them coaches wouldn't be able to.
Because you have to let go of control and let Caitlin do what she do. A lot of coaches can't trust that. They their system is the way to win. They got a mentality and they believe it's a certain way you win in the WNBA. And now we're seeing that these young players coming in and these new coaches are starting to find success because they're not stuck on this whole. Let me tell you how many teams in the league try to mimic Minnesota, the Minnesota Lynx. Everybody was trying to be a carbon copy of that. Everybody don't have that personality of players. Let
me give you an example. Do y'all remember Barry Sanders in the Detroit when he played in Detroit? Their coach, who was their coach? Was it Wayne Fonts was the coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They let Wayne Fonts go, and I think they brought in Bobby Ross.
Yep.
First 4 games, what Bobby Ross implemented his system. He said, we are not going to feature Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
What happened? The first 4 games of that season, they lost.
Yeah.
And Bobby Ross had to change up because but Barry Sanders was that dude.
He put a fullback in the backfield.
He put a fullback, right?
Fullback in the backfield. He was in the way. And he was in the way. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like Fonts was in there. Fonts was like, hey, this is you gotta let Barry Sanders do what Barry Sanders do. He don't want to fullback.
Take his losses because he gonna take some losses and things. You gotta live with that. I understand. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, Bobby Ross put Tommy Ball in the backfield. He was in the way.
Yeah, but hold on. You said that's a good point. You said that's a good point, and I understand that situation. But what did they win?
What did who win?
My point is though that you live or die with your franchise ball player.
Right, and I understand that, Mike. But what I'm saying is sometimes if you let that franchise player dictate what you do, in case of Barry Sanders, what do you win?
What else? All right, let me ask you this. What other option did they have then? You 0-4. What would you make your point?
Listen, I'm not saying that they wasn't that you didn't have to call the play that way. What I'm saying to you is this. If you do not coach the player and let the player coach you, most of the time you don't win.
Barry said
Barry wasn't no diva like that, though.
Yeah, it's not about him coaching him. It's about recognizing his strengths and build around it. So the reason they didn't win anything because the Detroit Lions didn't build around Barry.
Right.
Listen, again, I'm talking. We're talking about ifs, ands, and buts. I'm saying this. What you guys saying is they say let's build around Bird.
Yes,
and look what happened to him.
They didn't build around him.
Huh?
They didn't build around him. That's why he retired early.
They tried to build around him.
They didn't. That's why he retired early. He said this organization ain't trying to win nothing. He retired.
One of the worst franchises ever.
Come on, man.
You can't say that.
Listen, okay. All right.
Hey, man,
anyway, they had Barry Sanders. They tried Barry Sanders, tried to build around Barry Sanders. Look what happened to him. In professional sports, you don't. You can't.
They did a horrible job.
Build around one player.
They did a horrible job. Scott Mitchell. They put Scott Mitchell in. Gave him all that bum, man. No, they ain't built around Barry, man. They brought that bum Scott Mitchell in, gave him more money for them 7 games he played in Miami when Dan Marino was out. Detroit gave him more money. And he came over there. It's horrible, man.
So I know why this Barry Sanders topic is sensitive. The man, because of Emmett. I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you.
Hey, that's a sensitive topic for me too, because there's only one reason Emmett was in Dallas, and that's because Minnesota Vikings did that stupid Herschel Walker trade.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you, man.
Yeah. You know, I can bring out the dark side in this show sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I gotta bring out the dark side.
So let me read a little bit of the chat. Char Bentez says that Cheryl Reese runs old school, and that's true.
Yes.
I like Cheryl Reese as a coach, right?
Yes,
she's an excellent coach. But
yes.
everybody don't have the temperament and the mindset to deal with somebody like, you know what I mean, like
Cleveland Clark.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and it don't even really take a temperament. It's just trust. Some people can't relinquish control. This girl is capable of controlling the game, but the coach has to let her. Now, I'm going to say this. Caitlin is not the best defender, but she plays good one-on-one D. She plays solid enough. She leads the team in steals. She's going to be okay. But when you Cheryl Reeves, your whole philosophy is grinded out defense. Caitlin ain't that player. Yeah. So ain't no need to even drafting her.
Hey, let me put this out there.
Stephanie White.
Yeah, let me put this out there.
Stephanie White is
right. Yeah, let me say this. Because we know that, you know, the college coaches, you know, on the women's side probably will make more than what the coaches on the WNBA side is. Is there a college coach that they should be looking at right now to say, okay, let's bring this style in because they're successful in college and maybe they can make that better?
Well,
college coach?
I don't know how true this is, but it's somebody's reporting that's saying that Lisa Bluter turned down the Fever because it would put more of a target on Caitlin. And she also wanted to spend some time away and be with her family. So my thing with a college coach, you can't bring in her college coach because it'll be just more resentment. It's like all you're doing is building around her. And as far as bringing college coaches in, I don't think, but it's only a handful that has the cachet that's going to have respect by them women in the WNBA. It had to be like a Gino or Dawn Staley or somebody like that.
I was going to say, what about the dude at Connecticut?
Well, yeah, Gino. Yeah, people like that, or Mulkey or Dawn Staley, one of those that have that cachet. So
let me ask a question to all the fellas, man. We talk about star players and we talk about good coaches or above average coaches, right? I can't think of no player off the top of my head, right, who didn't accept coaching, right? I don't know no star players in any sport across the board. Y'all help me with this. Who was able to win that did not accept coaching.
Yes. So
being coachable, being a star player and having the talent and having all the tools, that's one thing. But you have to be able to accept coaching as well. I think those two go hand in hand. I think those two go hand in hand. So it's always good to get that right You know what I mean? Magic and Pat Riley, Jordan and Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, Chuck Daly. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have that balance of player coach and a player being acceptable of the coach.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Because there's been a lot of great players that had bad coaches, and you can see it in their careers where they had the bad coachings at.
Brady, don't let me leave them out. Brady and Belichick, don't let me leave them out.
Let me ask y'all this, and to the chat too. Do you all think that Caitlin Clark needs to be more of a jerk or more of a so-called asshole? And let me say this, right? When you think about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and even Tom Brady, and the reason why I'm asking you this because I heard Tom Brady speak on it. Like Tom Brady said, he wasn't interested in making friends. Kobe Bryant sat next to what's the kid name? Scoop something.
Smush Parker? Was it Smush Parker?
Smush Parker, right? Yeah, thanks. He sat next to Smush Parker for a whole year, wouldn't even talk to their lockers are right next to each other. Yeah. They wouldn't talk to each other, right? Yeah. So is there a certain amount of let's say jerk that a certain like those kind of players need to have in order for them to be arrogant or being a jerk, like have to have that in them for them to be successful?
No. And I'll tell you why. She needs to be the best her she can be.
Yes.
She needs to be her. She needs to be comfortable. She needs to be confident. She does not need to be anything other than what has been successful for her in the past. She just needs to be herself. And I think that's a little bit of what we're talking about is with White kind of pushing her out of her zone, which is fine if it makes her better in the long run. Okay, that's a good thing. But where the team is struggling right now is she's not allowed to be herself.
Right.
And I agree, Jim. She has to be. If anybody tries to change her or she tries to change herself, and it's not organic, I use your word, Clay. Not organic. If it's not organic for her, it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
If she's a mean person, but she's trying to be, that person that sits out and everybody nice and everything,
it ain't gonna be
it's not gonna work for her.
No.
Kobe was Kobe, and he stayed Kobe. Jordan stayed Kobe. Jordan stayed Jordan doing his thing.
Because Magic, that wasn't his personality, and he won. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Magic was happy-go-lucky. Right. Larry Bird was the biggest asshole out there at one point in time.
Yeah.
So and look how successful he was.
Let me say this: when I agree, like, all right, so with Magic was not, but when sometimes she can be a little bit feisty and fiery, right? Mm-hmm. So I say that to say that if she's allowed to, that's when I say, like, when I watched her in college, that's when I seen like she was successful, when she was fiery and she was showing up people and she was doing things like that. So she was happy with that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. When you players like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and then you have Tom Brady, like those people really didn't care like what other people thought. They was just out there to mash you and hurt you, right? And she looks like she might have that type of mentality in her, but it might be trying to.
Yeah,
she does. She don't care what people think, and she's fiery. And then I saw this year against the Sun after she hit that 3 on the girl JC Sheldon, and she went over and pumped the crowd up. And you know what one of the assistant coaches did? Grabbed her and pulled her to the side, trying to get her not to do that.
Right.
That's who she is.
Let me tell you this. What would the NBA or the WNBA do if Caitlin Clark gets a mic check on her when she said fuck her and all this other shit? Like you usually do in the court now. Somebody do something to your brain, you like, man, fuck this shit. That's something that the WNBA wants to get away from that side. So maybe maybe she does have that in her, Mike, but maybe they're trying to suppress it because they know all eyes are on her.
No. Yeah. It was just her team.
Why you think she's suppressing that? That's what
No, it's just this year. Last year she was always pumping the crowd up, and it wasn't derogatory, it was just energetic.
Right, but I'm talking to the derogatory side because I've seen some games where she's gotten mad. You know what I'm saying? And where, you know, as soon as she gets mad, the camera zoomed in on her. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to see that reaction. So my question is, like Mike was talking about, is that kind of being suppressed from her? Are they trying to tell her, like, watch your reaction because who you are?
No, I just saw that one time, that one assistant coach, but I don't think they're trying to suppress her energy. What's suppressing her energy is taking the goddamn ball out of her hand.
But check it out, though, Blake. But check it out. The coach pulled her, you know, to the side that time. So maybe the next time she want to do it, she won't.
No, but she did it after that.
Yeah, okay.
That's who she is. She can't help it. But I just thought that was interesting. Why was that assistant coach trying to get her not to do that? But I couldn't hear what she was saying to Caitlin either.
Right.
So, you know, we just assuming that. But man. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think that even though people didn't really like Kobe, I think you like somebody like Kobe who was arrogant and who was allowed to develop and be himself. That's part of what takes his game to a whole different level, right? So with that being said, like, all right, when you compare Tim Duncan to Kobe Bryant, both of these guys have 5 championship rings, right? And then but outside of San Antonio, Tim Duncan, in my opinion, could never be like the face of the league, whereas though Kobe could do that. You know what I mean? Because of his arrogance and the way that he approached the game. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Dave, all those dudes dig him, right? All those they like a family, and they did one. Like to your point, Jim, they won 5 championships. Kobe was a little bit different. You gotta be like, very few people did Kobe, but Kobe, his arrogance was better for the league because he's somebody that you love to either you love him or you hate him, and then people want to see. They either want to see you win or they want to see you lose, but they're gonna watch.
Yeah, but you gotta also remember too, Kobe was like Iverson, like Jordan. It was fun to watch them with the ball in their hand. Tim Duncan wasn't fun. He was fundamentally sound. Yeah. But Tim Duncan played the most boringest basketball you can play in Dallas, San Antonio. So you're talking about 2 different types of levels of you know, of spiritness, as I can call it, when you're talking about Tim Duncan and what you got.
Yeah, because Tim Duncan,
Kobe with the ball in his hand.
He's not somebody that you really, man, I'm gonna spend this $50, $75 to go see.
Unless you are a Spurs fan,
or you like fundamentally good basketball, right? And that's what that Spurs team was. So, they played fundamentally good basketball.
You know, if Kobe in town, you're gonna kick out that bread. If Iverson in town, you know what I'm saying? If Mike in town, you know what I'm saying?
And that Kobe run, especially the first Kobe run with Shaq, you know, they were up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, Kobe used to get on Shaq for not running. You know what I'm saying? And just used to keep going. And then when really Kobe got that opportunity to become the face of that Lakers franchise, it just blew up, just like the Jordan thing. People love to see that type of basketball.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, Caitlin is very vocal on that team. No. She sat on the bench against the Valkyries. They cut the lead with 5. You could see her yelling at her teammate, "Don't give up," clapping her hands, things of this nature. She's very much a vocal leader, and she very much says what she has to say. But at the same time, and when she was in college, Lisa Bluter and them used to show a video of herself and her body language, and they were saying like her energy is so strong that she can affect the team negatively too sometimes with her body language. And even though she's upset with herself, the player can feel like she's upset with her. So they gave her these videos and stuff, and she worked on just her body language, smiling. So she understands how important it is to have relationships too. Because when you build great relationships, people will run through a wall for you. Johnny Unitas was the perfect example of that. I talked to, what was the offensive lineman that played for him all the time? Art Donovan. I talked to Art Donovan, right? Art Donovan told me they would run off a cliff for Johnny U because Johnny U had this way about him that he just made you want to just kill for him. He built relationships with those guys, you know, so it's one of those things, you know, you build a relationship, then you can go at your player a certain way.
That's
because
right.
they understand where it's coming from. You know.
That's right. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah. And I
What's
think
up,
she
Jim? What
has
you
that
first
in
say,
her.
Jim?
But go ahead.
No, I was thinking about the story about Jordan, right? And what all of these players have in common is just that desire to win no matter what, right? And it can be on the court during a preseason game, well, not a preseason game, because Jordan would let they would let anybody win because they knew what they could do, right? But soon as game one of the regular season, it was on, right? And you got to have that mentality, and I kind of see it in her. She's got that mentality.
Yes.
That mentality that Jordan had was, the stories were, he wouldn't let you win in the suicides.
Nothing.
In practice.
Yes.
And the story was that some of the guys would team up and say, okay, you go hard these first 3 or 4, and then we'll switch off and take turns. And they would try to get to the point where as a group, it was Jordan against the group. And he would not let up. He would win all the way to the end, even in the last one, and win by a mile, because that's the kind of mentality that he had. And so it kind of bring it back to the original conversation. Once you've got that gene, once you've got that DNA that I'm not going to lose no matter what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. You just got to be you.
Yep. And this is story. They tell stories about her like that too. She competes at every fucking thing.
At everything.
Yeah. So let me Terry Ross says also the fame is a problem. Players like Mitchell and Boston could get thrown off by this level of fame. It's crazy. They are used to be stars themselves, right? And so that's another good point too, Terry, because I know that Mitchell, she posted something like to say to the effect that Caitlin's not the only star on this team, right? And so that right there might also play a part in, like, you know, like everybody want to be Batman, nobody wants to be Robin, and then so you have a situation where you're not going to have the unselfishness that you need, you know, for the team to go to the next level. But I think that might come with time, hopefully.
But I don't see Kelsey or Leah and them being unselfish. They were great together last year.
I'm going by her. By her post. She posted on social media. Then on top of that, all right. So
I can see her being selfish.
Yeah. I'm going by like her post, what she posted on social media. So when somebody posts that, you know, it's just like every time you get interviewed, and somebody asks you about Caitlin Clark, you know, you get tired of you. That's part of the thing. You like, all right, what about me? I don't want to answer questions about Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? What about my play and how I affect? You know, so that could have some effect for Boston and Mitchell.
No, that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, but that's the whole. That was the whole shock that the entire league had to adjust to last year. Because this whole league was not ready for the attention that came upon them last year just because of her.
But if I'm not in the Fever organization, you know what I mean? Like I don't care about if the Sparks are mad because they got to answer questions about Caitlin Clark. You know, I wouldn't care if I'm the Fever, if I'm Caitlin Clark. But with your teammates, you need a certain amount of cooperation and we need to be able to develop that chemistry.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I just think it would have been a problem for them gelling, period. They would have never gel. And I just see them, to me, they got a great relationship and they play ball really well together. The whole, she not the only one. It could have been about just not wanting to always answer questions about her. It could have been just like, what about the team itself? It might not have been a thing where, you know, I want you to see me as a star, because Kelsey Mitchell seems very humble to me. She just want to play basketball. And I don't think she's consumed with the star. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this then. Have you ever seen a situation where a player be like, I don't want to answer no questions about Michael Jordan. What about me? You know what I mean? Like on his team or anywhere else around the league, you had people, they question, if you're a New York Knicks back in the day, they question you about Michael Jordan and his effect. So
I think it's the pecking order, right? Like Caitlin Clark still being young in her career.
Right.
Right, just only her second year. I think that goes with by the time she hit 5, 6, 7 years in, I think that'll stop as well. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen countless amount of Kelsey Mitchell interviews, always talking about Caitlin and how she changed everything. And I would have to see that interview, to be honest, Mike. I've seen countless interviews where Malia Boston, they always talking about each other.
You want to see the context of it, Clayton? You want like the context of the interview? Like
I just have to see it because I've seen her talk so many times, and they ask her about Caitlin and stuff, and she's always answering the question very favorable and stuff. I don't know. I would have to see that she said Caitlin ain't the only star on his team. I would have to see it.
We always had them bad times when they stick a microphone in your face.
Yeah, I just want to see it. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Because she always talking real positive. I mean, you know, that was one of the reasons she said why she resigned.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you. Let me switch gears for a little bit. Let me ask y'all. Did y'all get a chance? Did y'all have an opportunity to see Bronny James go at
Cooper Flag? Yeah.
What do y'all think about that matchup?
I liked it. I
didn't see it. I'm interested in hearing how that went.
Yeah, I liked it.
Hey, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying? It was very entertaining. And I don't like the thing I don't really like about it is everybody's really talking about how Cooper Flag really looked in this game, which he looked good. But we really got to talk about Bronny stepping that game up too. Bronny looked good in that game as well.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? He looked good.
He did look good, and I think he's in his comfort zone.
Yeah.
I think he's in his comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? In the D League, man. I think he's in his comfort zone there
in the summer league. Yep.
And listen,
that he had some development. You know what I'm saying? We all agreed on that. So he wanted the finished product, far from it. And I think
with some development, you know, in the Lakers organization, getting away from his father more, I think he could be a decent NBA player. Because I've seen a lot worse come into the NBA, a lot worse. So, you know, I really think he could be a decent player. I ain't saying he's going to be Kobe or Jordan or anything, or even his father. But I think he can be a decent player in the NBA.
Now,
I'm still holding out. I got to see it.
Man, speaking of the NBA, man, y'all seen them contracts that been getting signed lately, man? Y'all seen them contracts, man?
No.
That dude, what's the dude, the tall dude at OKC just won the championship?
Chet Holmgren.
You seen the contract he just signed? That extension.
What he signed?
$250 million for 5 years. I say these numbers are crazy, man.
That's about right.
I say, man, when I saw
that wasn't even a Supermax deal, was it?
No, that's like an extension on his rookie.
Yeah. That's about right.
They signing these guys. They do these contracts and signing these guys now because of the cap figures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They did an extension, so it makes it cheaper for the team to do it now.
Yeah.
Than it will be to do it when he comes up.
All that new money coming in, the caps then went up. You know the style cap he's seeing to go. But that's it's truckload of money, man. That's a truckload of money, man.
Well, OKC is towards the bottom of the list, right? They've got a huge amount of cap room.
Right.
So that's why they're able to do that kind of stuff.
Right. Because they signed Shea. What did he sign for? Like 280 something, 287 or something like that. His contract he signed.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you this though. Give them like 4 years from now, they may be in the same spot that the Celtics are in right now.
They're gonna be.
So, and that's the whole thing about negotiating these contracts and these teams doing them. It looks good today, but what comes up tomorrow may kill you.
I think Bradley Beal on the move too. Did y'all hear anything about that?
I heard that he's considering moving. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I can't remember the team who was interested, but you know, Phoenix trying to dump themselves too. But they re-signed Devin Booker. You know, he homegrown. They love Devin Booker out there in Phoenix. but they gave him the extension. But yeah, they say they trying to get Bradley Beal, you know what I'm saying, to waive that no trade so they can move off of him. And
I think that's the new way, man. You draft players, you get them, and then you give them max deals, and you go on a 2-3 year run, and then you retool. And I think as long as OKC GM stays there, they'll probably have the same capability of finding players and talent and building that team back up. That's the new way of the NBA now.
So with that being said, where does that leave the Lakers, man? Because it's where do they go from here?
I'm gonna tell you where they need to go. Somebody need to go knock on Philly's door and be like, look, what do you want for Embiid? That's what they need to do.
They need to do something. They need to do something crazy.
And send, what you saying? Send Embiid to Los Angeles?
Man, I heard you say this about Embiid moving to LA, man. I don't know why you're that convinced.
No, I know. I'm saying it now because there's no big men out there anymore.
But I don't even factor Embiid into that equation because he's never available.
Listen,
never available.
They got Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis and Embiid are like the same quality.
Anthony Davis, crazy as it may sound, I ain't no Anthony Davis fan at all, man. I still would take Anthony Davis over Embiid.
I would too, but what I'm saying is the Lakers need a center. Okay, they need one. And if you want to go out here and get, you're not going to get Giannis. Okay, so Embiid, Philly is not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Offer Philly a first and a second somewhere down the line, and let's bring over Embiid in that contract. I don't know why Philly's still holding on to Embiid because obviously no matter what they put around him, they just can't win. He's not healthy enough. He doesn't stay healthy. The team doesn't stay healthy.
Right.
So one team needs to blow it up, and another team, if Embiid can give the Lakers, if Embiid can give the Lakers 50 good games and stay healthy in the playoffs, the Lakers can do something.
No,
I wouldn't even
not with him.
I wouldn't even bet on that.
Not with him.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it shows that they're trying to do something.
They gotta swing for the fences because if you think of what's out there in the West, the Rockets with Sengun, right? That they're gonna be hard to beat. You got Holmgren with the OKC. You got Wembanyama with the Spurs. I mean, and you got Joker.
Joker's still out there. Yeah.
Joker's still out there. I mean,
and
Davis.
Right. And did Lopez go to Golden State?
I don't know. Brook Lopez?
No, I don't know.
It wasn't Golden State. He signed. It wasn't Golden State. He signed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Golden State is a running center away too now.
I don't think. I think they window closed.
Golden State.
Yeah, because Jimmy, like what, 36. Steph about to turn 37 or something. I think
how old's Kuminga?
I think Kuminga about to go. They not young enough, man. Steve Kerr don't do a good job of developing young talent, man. He's not good at that. He's not good at developing young talent, man. You
don't think so?
I don't think so at all. Just look, even when they were winning, just look at the youngins that they let pass through and go. They the ones that should be help sustaining them now.
Well, did the GM move off those young guys, or was it Steve Kerr? Because you were still trying to pay Draymond, you were still trying to keep.
Right. No. Of course, it's the GM. But I think if Steve Kerr would have lobbied for them guys to stay, they might have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, look, think now.
Draymond got a lot of pull over there with that organization, man.
I think
I'm still puzzled why they extended him. I'm still puzzled.
Right. I still think they stayed too loyal to Draymond.
To
let Clay go.
You let Clay go. Yeah, I thought Jordan Poole was playing real well for them.
That's another thing. See, and the clash he got with Draymond, so they move off of him.
So you move off him?
He played well. You know what I'm saying? So you got I just don't think. And that was one of the guys that Steve Kerr let flourish a little bit and stuff like that, right? Them other guys, man. What?
How about Wiggins, though? How about Wiggins?
Yeah, Wiggins is another one. You know what I'm saying? See, so that's what I'm saying, man. So, and like Kuminga, and he said Kuminga never played well with Steph. Well, they ain't got to be on the floor together all the time.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to be on the floor together all the time. That boy Kuminga can play, man. He high energy, big guy, run the floor, can rebound, you know. Like
I think
man,
Steve Kerr, I think he looked at those 4 rings and the success he had with that core, and he said that's why I'm gonna hitch my wagon to these guys right here.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like guys like Wiggins was a head case, you know what I mean, depending on what his wife was doing off court, you know what I mean, maybe he'll show up, maybe he wouldn't show up. I think the other guy that got beat up in practice, you know what I mean? I think he was a beneficiary of playing with with Steph and Draymond and them. And he got exposed when he went to DC. You know what I mean? He didn't have nowhere near the type of success that he had when, you know, he was like the 4th option. So
but he was able to just, you know, being that 4th option, he was still able to help.
Right. Yeah.
And if it's working in Golden State, you know, we don't need him. We don't need him to be the biggest star on the team.
Right.
He's working.
And let's keep it a buck. Ain't nobody going out DC and, you know what I'm saying, doing too
much.
Ain't nobody going out DC. But yeah, man, and I just think you're right about that though, Mike. You know what I mean? Steve Kerr, like, all right, these my guys, and you know, this is what I'm gonna do. And Clay, they did offer Clay a contract, but Clay didn't think it was fair.
Right.
So he left.
Clay want to get paid like he was a franchise ball player.
It was probably in the back of his mind that he probably deserved more money than Draymond.
Yeah.
Right, but you know what? Yeah, this the thing. Steph is the link. Steph plays better with Draymond because Draymond is the facilitator. Draymond is going to do the dirty work. Draymond the ones out there setting them dirty screens.
You hear that, man? You hear that, man? Draymond is the facilitator. Go ahead, finish talking.
He's the facilitator. He the one that set them dirty screens. He the one choke people out and stuff. So keep him on the team. He the one that's backhanding people going for loose balls and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You want to keep him around. You know what I'm saying? Clayton's crazy, boy. Crazy, man. But you know, they offered Clay a contract, but Clay thought it was an insult, so he left. You know what I mean?
I think they were scared to let Draymond walk. Scared he was going to choke the shit out of somebody. So. He was going to do a spree well.
Yeah.
We better sign this joker. Oh, shit.
Right, man. So, yeah, I think to go back to man point, though, I think they more than a piece of weight, though. I think Golden State more than a piece of weight.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you know, everybody was waiting for playoff Jimmy. You know, and I know Steph got hurt, but everybody's like, all right, well, Jimmy can just turn it on in playoffs like he always do, and hey, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You hear all them Golden State fans, Mike. They only lost because Steph went down, Mike.
Yeah. That's it. That's the only chance they had.
Right.
Well, it was their only shot. Yeah, that was their only shot. You know, it was.
I'm telling you that West is tough, man.
That West rugged. Wow, West.
Yeah.
And the East is so terrible. The East is so terrible.
They opposite. The East wide open.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think that the Lakers are going to move off of LeBron by that trade deadline, like the midseason trade deadline? Y'all think they're going to move off of LeBron?
I would not be surprised. I mean, because they've made a commitment that Luka is the future.
Yeah.
They did that, but I'm gonna tell you, LeBron is gonna retire as a Laker. This is gonna be his last year.
Right.
And the thing is, it's gonna force them to bring in a center. Okay, they have to go out there. You're gonna hear them sign some center, some old center.
You know, they just signed DeAndre Ayton. I don't know how much.
DeAndre Ayton is there.
Yeah. DeAndre Ayton signed. Yeah.
They gonna sign another old center or whatever, and they're gonna make that last run, and that's gonna be it. The Lakers know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't even think
they'd be better bringing in Zach Edey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Lakers don't operate like that. There's no need to move off of LeBron because one, they know no one's going to give them anything for LeBron. Because LeBron has 1 year left.
Don't think they can find a trade partner.
Don't forget this, fellas. Don't forget this. It's new ownership.
Yep.
New ownership.
Yep.
Don't forget that. Going forward,
but she still runs the team.
But she's still running the team. She got somebody that
but she still runs the team.
Yeah, but she got somebody that answers to. She ain't just got free will.
Right, but LeBron at 40 or 41 he's going to be. It's still better than probably 75% of the league.
I ain't doubting that. I'm just saying, and I ain't even saying they're going to trade LeBron, but I'm just saying moving forward, the moves that they make might be a little different than what we're used to because there's new ownership in town.
Right. Now, I can see them moving younger, definitely. I can definitely see them moving younger. I can definitely see them saying, we're going to put the pieces around, your boy, and let LeBron play his last year.
They only pay. Well, LeBron got a year left. They only pay him and Luka. That's it. They ain't paying nobody else.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this. Now, what may happen is this though. Let's say it's some team in the East that's that one player away and willing to give up the farm, Herschel Walker trade. Sorry, Jim. But then they might do that. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about Embiid, they should make a run at Giannis. They should make a Herschel Walker deal and run at Giannis and try to.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Don't be surprised.
You gotta put LeBron in that package to get Giannis over there. Be like, look, LeBron, we love you, but Giannis is on the table right now for us. You go over to the East, there's a chance that you may get into the conference final in the East because it's just that bad.
Don't be surprised you see the Joker in LA at some point. I ain't saying this year, but don't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. And another team that everybody is sleeping on right now that has a lot of cap space is the Heat. Everybody's talking about what the Heat can accomplish now with their draft picks and their cap space. You know, so the Heat could be somebody that's up and coming in the next 2 to 3 years.
Hey, man,
a lot of money for them.
And I'm a Pat Riley fan, right? But I ain't sold on Miami, man. Miami had a chance to make some moves over the last 2 years, man, and they ain't pull the trigger because they ain't so in love with Tyler Hero. And I don't want to.
They went to the conference finals. Was it last year or the year before?
Last year.
Last year. Like they went to the conference finals.
They could have wound up with a better deal for Jimmy. And I thought Pat Riley was trying to teach him a lesson. They suspend him and all that. I think they could have used him when Jimmy said he wanted a bigger deal. They should have just moved off of him. They waited for him to be like a malcontent. Now teams don't have to give you their best deal for him because they know you got to move away from him.
You got to move him.
Right.
And that's where they went wrong. Exactly.
So I think
and that's why I think that Philly needs to start to move off of Embiid because they don't necessarily have to. But now you got these teams out in the West that need these centers because teams are getting bigger. They need, get what you can get for the dude. Because obviously you ain't winning with it.
The only place I can see him be maybe helping the team is in Minnesota. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything is contingent upon his health, though. Everything is contingent.
Yeah, everything is his health. Yeah.
Well, look, he sat out most of last season, so hopefully he can play at least 60 games this year. I ain't saying he will, but hopefully he can, you know?
Man, I'd be happy that dude could give you 50, 45.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'd take that in Minnesota. I would.
Yeah.
Because Rudy's just he's too one-dimensional. He's a rim protector, but he's got no offense.
To me, he's a traditional power forward. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a traditional power forward. He's there to get the rebounds and get them block shots, make them tough decisions on defense.
But I definitely
will put them on the offensive side.
I definitely will put them two on the floor together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No doubt of a doubt. Yeah.
You might see, like I said, that's Philly management. That Philly management, they should have been moved off Embiid 3 years ago. Okay, easily, right? But for some reason, somebody in that organization keeps saying Embiid will take us to the promised land this year. Yeah. And it's always this year the conversation.
I didn't understand Philly the money they gave Paul George. I ain't understand that either.
Right.
I ain't understand that either. So
and look, when you got Embiid, Paul George, and didn't they have Harding on that team too?
Yeah.
When you got those three guys,
Paul George wasn't there when James Harden.
Harden was there. Yeah.
So who was the other one? Who was that? Didn't they have 3 guys when Harden was there? It was Embiid, Harden, and
Maxey and what's the other dude, Mike? That was he can play, but he don't.
Tobias Harris, was it Tobias?
Yeah, Tobias Harris. Yep.
Yeah. See, I just think Philly and Milwaukee right now is holding the bag for a lot of other teams, and then they got to understand, if we can't go to the conference finals, move off these players and let's get better for the next 5 years, because that's what the West did. The West did that exactly. They started moving off these players. And they said, we're going to get these draft picks. Prime example, OKC. They built that team through draft picks they got from trading people. Paul George is one of them.
Then what's the name? Son, who went to the Clippers? Is that where didn't somebody just go to the Clippers?
What, from OKC?
No. I'm just talking about, did they just sign somebody as a free agent?
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Lopez went there. We was talking about Lopez earlier. He might have went there. Yeah, I can't remember.
Because there was that big. Well, it was the big 7-team trade that sent Kevin to the Suns.
To Houston.
Houston, yeah.
Send them to Houston. Yeah.
And the Clippers was part of that.
I think so. Yeah. What was that?
They got something.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I do know there's a lot of teams involved in that.
Yeah.
Let me Jim, what you think about this comment Judy Girl made saying first half last night versus the Dream was White's system, the second half was CC system. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, that seems like the right take on that. I mean, and that we know how that worked out for him. I mean, that should be that should be the blueprint. Back to, I mean, Clayton's been saying it all year.
Yeah, I just think that like I said, like the games that they lost, I don't really have a problem with that. I just think that you need to feature your feature ball player. That's all. If that's your feature ball player. What else did Judy Girl said that Jim, thank you. And which half was it that the Fever show Atlanta to the woodshed? Well, yeah. It was that second half. And Atlanta, they got a pretty good record.
They got a great team.
Yeah, they got a good team. I was surprised. That's why I said, right, all right. So when people think about like, all right, what should we do with the Fever? I just think you just have to continue to allow them to learn how to win and grow together. You got to think Caitlin Clark can run. Then when the running opportunity is not there, then you have Aaliyah Boston who's a solid force in that paint. So you can develop your half-court offense. You know what I mean? So when teams don't allow you to run, you still can do other things.
So what is it, right? For them being a five, not to cut you off, Mike. But for them, but I'm asking this question to you, Mike. For them to be, talented like that, what's missing? Like, why with the inconsistency?
A young team that needs to learn how to win is a part of it. You know what I mean? You got somebody who is only in her, you know what I mean? Like Aaliyah Boston. What's Aaliyah Boston, like her 4th year? Then you got Caitlin Clark. This is
her third season. It's her third season.
Yeah. So seeing her 3rd season. Then you got Caitlin as her 2nd season. So I just think it's a process to it. But when you up against these fan bases,
right?
That pressure is there for you to perform now.
Microwave society, boy. You know that. Yeah. Microwave society. Yeah.
What you think, Clay? You think they should be winning now?
Well, it could be. It's just the fact that, like, again, you ain't built on what was the, you're talking about another year of Kelsey, Aaliyah, Lexi, another year that they already got the chemistry, but you broke that. Brought in pieces, now trying to create something new. That's why you're struggling to get new chemistry, because they're trying to appease the coach and play in our system. I just think if I was the coach, I'd have came in and I would have built on what they did. I wouldn't have changed what they was doing. I just would have added some pieces and probably changed my defensive sets. I'd have brought some pieces in, some guys that could play defense, a little one-on-one, and I'd have had them match up like that. But then I would have continued to let them girls, their young core run. I would have let them play.
No, that's what you would do going forward. That's what you would do going forward.
That's what but see, here's the issue. You got new pieces. So I think the GM added a little bit too much. You had a good team. You could have added a few pieces. They added, they got 8 new players on an 11-man roster.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or a 12-man roster. That's a lot. Or 7 new players.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Identity of the team then.
Yeah, you changed that. Yeah, you changed. You said it, but then you said we're building this around our core, but you ain't building around the core. You're trying to make the core become something else, your system. So I just think they could be winning now. Because the way they play, because the way Fever played last year, these younger teams are playing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They're playing like that. Yeah.
I think traditionally winning is a learning process. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to come into any league, any professional league, and just hit the ground running. And then, I think it's a learning process.
I agree with that, but I'm saying the learning process is game time situational basketball, not system. This is why experience matters. You see something over and over again, and then you start learning from what you did last, and now you get over that because you do something different in that moment. But I don't think it's about changing. I just don't believe in this one way to win in this league. I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that at all.
Well, yeah, that's not the issue though. But who has won? Like what team has like was the exception to that rule? Like you drafted a superstar player, say like when you get Candace Parker, or when Donna Taurasi hit the league, or when like what player has hit the league and then within like 2 years or so like was able to take their team to a championship?
Well, I don't think it's about taking them. I think Candace Parker won her first year.
Not a championship.
I think she did.
Nah, she ain't win a championship. It took her a minute to win the championship.
I'm not sure.
She was rookie of the year.
And MVP.
MVP.
Yeah, she didn't win a championship though.
Well, I think she won it in her second year.
Yeah, I want to look that up.
I'm just saying it ain't about. See, sometimes it depends on who's coming out.
8 years. Took her 8.
It took her 8.
She's with Chicago then, right? Was that with Chicago?
It was the Sparks.
It was in LA.
Okay, it was the Sparks. So it took her 8 years.
Okay. Now, when you're the number one pick, more times than not, you're gonna go to a team that's not good. So it's going to take time for them to build a roster and stuff. But
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, didn't Cheryl Swoops come in their first year with Houston win? She was out pregnant.
Their first 4 years, the Houston Comets won it, right? That was a new league. They won. That was their first 4 years. They won it. Yeah.
So the first
but this
of the league, Houston won the first 4 titles.
Right. Yeah.
But please don't mistake my words, Mike, when I'm saying they could be winning. I ain't saying a championship. I'm saying they were right there last year in the playoffs. You keep building on that. They shouldn't be 10-10 right now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you do have to take into consideration the injuries, not having the full all that. But when you add new pieces and you're trying to change what they do, this is why they win a game, lose a game, so much inconsistency. I'm just saying it could be a way more consistent
Well, that's part of being young and learning. You know what I mean? And inconsistency comes from inexperience, and it's a part of the learning process. And that's why like Bill Parcells said, like, you are what your record says that you are. So if you 10 and 10,
they are that. Yeah.
If you 10 and 10, then you 10 and 10 for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Take that, you know what I mean? Like that experience that comes from the 10 wins, the 10, you know, and the 10 losses, and you grow from that.
They 10 and 10 because she came in and changed what they did. Last year, after the All-Star break, they consistently won. They had the best record in the NBA, WNBA, and they were young. So I'm just saying you could build on that. That's all I'm saying. They are 10 and 10. That is the team they are.
This is a different coach from last year?
And changing everything. Yeah, changed it. They're actually a new team now. That's what they are.
Yeah.
A new team.
It's like starting over.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. So Jose Rodriguez says that he disagrees with me. He says that no, consistency comes from lack of strong decision making, not experience. Kayla's got plenty of experience, and she's going to be this. I guess she's doing this since she was little, right? So I don't know. I think his statement kind of contradicts itself, right? So he says that consistency comes from lack of experience, which I said that you have to, like, learning is a process. I mean, winning is a process. So you don't, you know what I mean, you don't hit the ground. No player has hit the ground, you know what I mean, and knew how to win. You gotta learn at every level.
There's levels to winning, right? And so when you're winning in high school, she did that. When you're winning and getting to the highest level at college, she did that. Now she's got to learn how to do it at this level.
Let me ask you guys a question. What category do you put what they did last year in? Was that not winning?
What you say?
Last year, what they did, was that not winning?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
It depends on what your definition of winning is.
Well, yeah, that's like, what
I mean, what did they win more games than they lost?
Yeah.
Then technically you won. Did they make it to the conference finals?
They made it.
To me, it all depends on who you are. Mm-hmm. And like me, just because I've won more games than I lost, that don't make, in my mind, I'm not successful unless I'm at the top of the mountain.
Right. But
you know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I would say no. I wouldn't consider them a winner.
All I'm saying is the talent on this team, they shouldn't be 10 and 10, but they are a 10 and 10 team because the coach broke what was happening and made something new, and they're trying to adjust to it. They're not 10 and 10 because they're inexperienced. They're not.
But okay, but let me say this, because I think the one thing we're negating on this situation and on this topic is this. That they got tape on Caitlin Clark now. She's been in the league for 1 year. There are people out there that set defenses to stop her. Okay, that's their job. Just like every rookie that comes out and be amazing in their first year, and they say that sophomore year is the year that you can really tell what they're going to be about, because now you have tape on this individual. You can see what she does when she's getting double teamed. You can see if she goes left or right more time, because now you have that tape on her. So let's not get it twisted now. We're talking about the lack of what Indiana is doing for Caitlin. Let's talk about the fact that the WNBA is maybe playing a lot more defense towards Caitlin to get to this point.
It's the same D.
You know, I mean, it's the same D. Then it's Caitlin. That's the same D. It's Caitlin.
No, this is
going 3 for 30.
No, this is the deal. It's the same D. And the minute they press her, Stephanie take the ball out of her hand. They were doing that last year. She was manipulating it. Now they taking the ball out of her hand. It's a difference.
Listen.
They're playing the poker in the eye of defense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I understand what we're talking about, but I don't want to give the lack of the coaching ability from the rest of the WNBA. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they play.
Let me Jose Rodriguez says, let me see, Kelly K. Amber, Cox and Stephanie White are a bunch of idiots. That's why the team sucks right now. They're sticking with the old school way of doing things that's supposed to be new. And I mean, I agree with that statement right there. They kind of shooting themselves in the foot with the way they manage in this situation. I can agree with that. But to Man's point, I just think that like every superstar ball player gets schemed against, get coached against, right? And so when you get like if they feel like they can pressure you and get the ball out of your hand, then they're gonna do that. If they feel like they can press you whole court, you know what I mean, and force you to turn the ball over, then they're gonna do that. So your job is to learn how to make them pay for those type, you know what I mean, and to grow and to make them pay. So that's why I say you got to stick with what your you got to let your superstar ball player just take her lumps.
You got to let her play through it. But this is my thing. If it's not like no team is not gonna make some plays on you. They're going to. The minute they make plays on her, Stephanie has it burned in her head that she's got to take the ball out of her hand and take the pressure off her. Where last year they was doing the same thing. She played through it. You're gonna make some plays on her, but she's gonna make you pay. She's gonna make you pay more than you're gonna make her pay.
Is that with her doing that though? Like with Stephanie White doing that, I think is she the coach for them? You know what I mean? Whereas though,
that's what I mean.
Take her lumps. Like
I agree. You know? My thing is, like, I don't know. Like I said, Caitlin's trying to bear and work through it. She's got a lot of admiration. She's a good person, a good teammate. So she's trying to do what the coach wanted to do. I can't say that Caitlin won't. I don't know. But right now, I would say that Stephanie's system is not tailor-made for Caitlin. And I'm not saying Stephanie's system isn't good in the W. I'm just saying Caitlin ain't that type of player. I also think that the young core that they had, to some degree, Kelsey is having a good year, but she's hitting a lot of tough shots. She's doing a lot of one-on-one ISO, and she's getting her thing off. Last year, she had easy buckets. You know, Aaliyah, same thing. When Caitlin ain't on the floor, Aaliyah numbers drop. When she on the floor, now she had a few games she had scored a lot, but for the most part, Caitlin's giving her easy, high percentage shots. So I'm just saying Stephanie White's system could work, but I just don't think Caitlin's style of play is that. That's all.
I think that Stephanie White's system, in my opinion, I think it's like with the team she had in Connecticut, you know what I mean? She turned them into more of a defensive team. She had some offense. She had some players on there that played. It was really good on offense, but she focused more so on defense when she was in Connecticut.
And let me share this with you, Mike. She had great defensive players.
Yeah, that's true.
They all were deep. They were great. AT, great defender. They were already great defenders, and then she was the perfect match because she had a defensive mind.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, guys, so the two was a perfect marriage. Go ahead.
What's up, man? You out?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta actually go. I gotta go to my second job. Y'all know this podcast my first job, so I gotta go to the second job, gentlemen.
You crazy, man.
Well, I'll see you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm on the golf course tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see y'all. It's gonna be like 90-something degrees, so if I'm not there, I might be passed out somewhere. So
yeah, take some water.
Long and straight, dude. Long and straight.
How about to the right and bitter? How about that? That's my game there. All right, gentlemen.
All right, man.
Take it
easy. Yeah. But I like this. I like the Dallas Wings though. I like what they doing down there with Rique and what's the young lady name? Tunk, have you had a chance to check out Paige Beckers? Dallas Wings.
I just seen highlights of.
Yeah.
I just seen highlights of.
Yeah, I like her, and also like what they doing over there in Golden State. Those the Valkyries, man, they look good too. The Valkyries look good.
Hey, can I change topics real quick?
Go ahead.
We can come back to the WNBA. Did y'all hear about there's rumors that Shedeur might get cut. Did y'all hear that?
Oh yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah. Now I didn't get the whole full context of it. Did they say why, Jim? Did you see why they said why?
No. The talk was really about what will he do if he gets cut, right? So and all the conversation is about going to the Canadian League and that kind of stuff. I mean, the assumption is he's just not a fit, right, for what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I heard too. I heard them say that he may be going to the CFL if he don't.
I know they got his rights. If he don't, and I don't really know what that means. I'm just thinking like if it don't pan out in the NFL, he go to the CFL. I don't know like if Cleveland cut him, another NFL team can't step in and get him. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's hyperbole though.
Yeah. And I ain't and I don't doubt that. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that either, but it's put out there, and I'm like, because they saying a lot of his success, you know, they doing team drills, practices, you know, 7-on-7s, 9-on-9s, things like that. So once training camp, because training camp about to break for a lot of teams in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. What do
so
y'all think? What do y'all think though? Y'all think that whole situation was just like a setup? That you take him 5th round, you play him with the backup players the whole entire time. He don't really get a fair shake. Now he in a position where he can he could possibly get cut. Like his stock really that low that you take him in the 5th round, then put him in this type of position where as though he didn't really stand a chance to make it. I don't know. Like
I know. Like the owner wanted him, right? The owner wanted him. The coach, the GM didn't, but the owner did, right? So we dragged them, and you know they going through, you know what I'm saying, off season drills and things like that. So he's really not, but he's been putting up solid numbers, you know, in those practices and things like that. But now they say like once the preseason start, and some people say he don't know if he'll make it to the preseason, but I think he'll get to the preseason. Really? People were saying that, Cleveland.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Maybe this is a Kurt Warner kind of situation, right?
Yeah, and that's what they were saying. They were saying, don't get caught up into the name. He's a 5th round pick. And they say, don't look at like, well, Cleveland didn't take him to the 5th round. They say, look at all the teams that didn't take him the first 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? They say, now you ask yourself, why was that? You know? And I think, man, it could have been some collusion going on. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It could have been some collusion going on. Man, who knows, right?
There's always collusion. There ain't no such thing as not being none. So that's ridiculous in itself.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then you draft the quarterback, you draft the position in the 3rd round. And then you get him in the 5th. So they say just by his draft positioning, the 3rd round pick is going to get a longer look. Just because he was drafted in the 3rd as opposed to Shedeur being drafted in the 5th. He's going to get sort of like a longer leash. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when Shedeur does hit the field, you know, you talking about he might be getting reps after halftime. These are preseason games I'm talking about. It might be after halftime before he even see the field.
Yeah.
You know, so
let me ask y'all this. How often do a 5th round quarterback make the team?
Right.
I know Tom Brady did it 6th round. Right. Like how often do that happen?
Purdy did it. You know, he was Mr. Irrelevant Purdy. He was Mr. Irrelevant. So he did it. Yeah. So, but I don't know too many. I don't know too many.
And this Shedeur situation is not a normal situation either. Let's not kid ourselves. So that's not normal. Yeah.
I'm with you, Tunk. It smells like collusion, and we know this league is full of it all the time. And then this is the right setup of nobody touch this kid, let him go. Somebody will take him late because just so he can save face. But we don't want him, right? I can that narrative absolutely I could buy.
And this Cleveland owner, he's almost like I want to say a rebel in a sense, because he the one that gave Watson that huge contract when everybody else like, man, what are you doing? You know, he gave Watson a contract, $70 million more guaranteed than Atlanta was giving. And the other owners like, what are you doing, man? So it's almost like he marching to the beat of his own drum in some aspects, right? So even if it was put out that we ain't gonna touch Shedeur, I'm gonna draft him. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna draft. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah,
So
the Browns got to do something different because they're way in the back of the pack right now. They're looking up to almost everybody.
I still want to see what they're gonna do with Deshaun Watson contract. I still want to see how that situation is gonna play out. I do.
Let me
think.
The Pope B. Frank got a question. He want to know why do y'all think he went in the 5th round?
Hey, real quick, let me shout that dude out, the Pope. I see his videos a lot. Yeah, he made a song about Caitlin Clark. I thought that shit was dope. Yeah, shout out to him. But go ahead.
Yeah. Why do y'all think he went in the 5th round in the first place? That's like, was his talent worthy of that or what?
Yeah, I think everybody saw through the hype over substance. Now the kid's got a lot of substance, but it was more hype. That the hype didn't equal the substance, and I think that was what turned a lot of people off. And his attitude going into the interviews and everything was focused on the hype, not on the skills.
Oh, okay.
Just my opinion.
No, Jim, you did on, and then also what attitude hit this? It was easy to believe the stories, even if they weren't true. It was easy to believe it. So they were saying some interviews he ain't want to take with teams. You know what I mean? Certain teams he turned down the interviews and things like that. Now, even if that was a lie, it's easy to believe that's what he did.
Yeah.
Well, that he was going to be, you know what I'm saying? Some reports that he was going to be the first pick overall.
Yeah.
That he was going to be the first pick, period. Now, me personally, I didn't think he was a first-round draft pick. I thought he was like maybe a 3rd rounder. You know what I mean? I thought he was a 3rd rounder. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was no 5th rounder. I definitely thought he was better than that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely thought he was better than a 5th rounder. But
I always had this thing. I thought his numbers was a lot of his numbers was based on having Travis Hunter and some of those guys he was throwing to. Because it was time. Don't get me wrong. I think he a tough kid. I think he's strong in the pocket. He's durable, because that offensive line was suspect that first year, and he took a lot of beating, and he got rid of that football. He stood in there, hung in there. So I'm gonna give him his love. Yep. But I'm gonna say, when you got somebody like Travis Hunter, and then in college, the talent ain't always equal. So if I can just sit back and throw that ball up, and Hunter go get it, and then he run and he's getting yards after the catch, it's really hyping up my stats. I wasn't so sure that he was that thing like that. You know what I'm saying? Going in, I didn't think he was that thing like that. Now, 5th round, I wouldn't have never said that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a mixture of some politics too. But I didn't think he was that great. And we got to remember something. When these guys are watching these guys, and they looking at film. We looking at TV. It's so much they can see on film that we can't see. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe his talent, maybe it's not what everybody thinks it is, because we already know he don't have the athleticism of his dad. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe it's something there, because every team passed on him. All those teams kept passing on him. 4 times. Could have been collusion too, but that's a lot, man.
And go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say that Dave said that they blew their horn too loud and the owners wouldn't be pushed around. Deion wasn't popular with them. Deion wasn't popular with them.
I can see that too. But here's the thing about that, though, Dave. Here's the thing about that. When you that dude, you that dude. They ain't got time for all that. Even I've seen murderers, man, get drafted because they that dude. You know what I'm saying? So having to deal with Deion Farber, that's one thing. But if he's that dude, Come on, man.
And I think Deion did him a disservice by saying before the draft, before the college season, I think was even over, is certain teams we're not going to play for.
That part too. Yep.
I think he did him a disservice. You're not even in. You're not even in the fraternity yet. You're not even there yet, and you already telling billionaires, "I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that."
But if he was that good, if he was that dude, that wouldn't have mattered.
You're right, Clayton. You're right, and the part of the problem is that attitude that was brought to the table, where they were making it sound like Travis Hunter was riding his coattails, really the other way around.
And you're right, Jim. And to piggyback on a lot of sacks that he took,
Yes,
I think he got coached that way. Instead of throwing the ball away, dropping his percentage down, I think they told him just to eat it and eat. You know what I mean? Just take the sack, so his completion percentage wouldn't drop.
Excellent point. And you know what else that highlights? You thinking more me over we.
Right. That's right.
So what kind of team guys this really?
That's right.
Yeah. And that's so, right. All right. What? And so what the Pope says that the only people saying he was a number one pick was his daddy and his camp. You know. So let me see. He set the narrative, and all the Deion fans echoed that. But it was never true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this, right? You know, Tom Brady, football guy, man. Tom Brady lives and breathes that stuff. Tom Brady is part of the Raiders organization.
Yeah.
Supposedly he had conversations with Shedeur. I don't know if they ever worked out together, anything like that.
They did.
Okay. So what does Tom Brady did not see to say, all right, man, we're gonna take him in the third round, or we're gonna take him whenever before Cleveland took him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Why didn't Tom Brady draft him? And I'm not saying first round or anything like that, but what did Tom Brady see or did not see that make him say, I don't want to take? But Mike brought a point up, and I remember that Mike said this. Something was going on. He had took a picture of his car, posted his Lamborghini truck.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady said, like, man, forget that truck. You should be in watching film.
Yeah.
So maybe Tom Brady saw, like, man, he more into the glitz and glamour than he is, you know what I mean, putting that work in on the field. And maybe that's why he didn't take a flower.
That speaks to what the Pope just said too, Tom. It feeds into that because the Pope says, and that rap culture is a problem in the black community, and that kid is a prime example, right? So, you know what I mean? They get caught up in that, the flashiness of it, and you know, in that culture. When Tom Brady he can't identify with that because he, you know, he got that one track focus type of mentality, and so that's probably what. Also, he said, you know, he would pass on, you know.
And you know, I'm surprised too, because I know Deion was a film rat. I know he was a gym rat. And then he had players come in like Ray Lewis and some of these. All Ray Lewis did was preach film study.
Yeah. Ed Reed,
another one, film study. That's how you get to read on these guys. Huh?
Was Deion really was he just naturally physically talented?
He's naturally physical, but at some point you gotta study film.
Yeah,
you have to, no matter how great you are. Don't get me wrong. Deion did a lot of baiting guys in where he make you think you open, and because he had the physical prowess to get to the ball. But I know he had to study film, you know, because one thing everybody said about Prime was he's a great teammate. If you ain't studying film, you can easily leave them other guys on the field out hung to dry because you're not playing cohesive. You know what I'm saying? So that takes film study, man.
Yeah. So what you say, Jim?
No, I was just gonna say Deion. Going back to what Tom said, you know, he really threw the grenade in the room when he was talking about the teams that Shedeur wasn't going to play for. And the two names I remember were the Giants and the Browns, and that's what lit me up when we were live during the draft.
Yeah,
when the Browns picked him.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was one of the names. And I mean, for Deion to roll his eyes and say, "No, we ain't gonna." I mean, he can roll his eyes, but maybe when he does that, he can find some brains back there. that was just a stupid thing to do.
And see, you know, people want to draw the comparison to what the Eli Manning thing, right? People want to draw that comparison, right? But before his father said, "We don't want him in San Diego," he allowed him to get drafted first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He allowed him to get drafted first.
Yeah, that's a great
get
point.
in the door first, and then you say,
Now
you
allowing that team to get something for him too.
Right.
He did not give up the leverage.
Right.
If you before the draft, you give up the leverage.
That's right. And so, you know, the whole thing, man. I want to see him, man. Like you were saying, Clayton. You know, when the season start, man. I want to see him out there. You know what I'm saying? When the bullets start flying, lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? When it's real, I want to see him out there, and I want to see how he perform.
As the great Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until they get hit.
Till you get hit. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on that, man, because like I said, like he might get cut. I'm like, whoa.
I still can't see that though.
Yeah, I mean, not now. You know what I'm saying? Like, not now. Like, if he don't make the final 53, all right, cool.
But I can't even see that, man. I can't see that.
You can't see him not making the team?
No, I can't.
As a 5th round pick, you don't see him not making the team?
Not that. The 5th round, I can't see him not making the team because of his name. I just can't see that. You talk about fan base pressure, social media. I just can't see that. I don't think the Browns want to do. But here again, having them on the team might be a bigger distraction. So, hey, I don't know.
Hey, what do y'all think about this? Dave want to know, is Hunter still thinking he's going to play both sides?
Yes, he believes
that. I don't think
he's still on that.
I think he probably believe it, but I don't think that's a good idea either.
I don't think it is.
Not full time. Not full time, man. Now, if you want to have certain and Mangini was talking about this one time. If you want to put them in red zone packages, you know, maybe 3rd down, you know, plays, you got some plays for them, you want to run red zone goal line, things like that. Fine. I'm talking about offensively. I'm talking about as a receiver. Fine. But not taking 100 snaps on defense, 100 snaps on offense. Nah, man.
No. I think the Jags are gonna make it work to an extent, but just as a gimmick.
Yeah.
I want to see it though. If he do it, I want to see it. We've never seen it. I want to see it. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see it.
I think we haven't seen it for a reason, man. You playing with grown men, you know, and just think about this. If you're effective on the offensive end, the last thing you want to do is wear your ball player down on the defense.
And then
it'd be cool to see, just like it's cool to see Ohtani mash the ball.
Yes, and pitch
and get the win, get the W on the mound.
And you know,
like 100 years.
Then because I look at him, you know, I would want to play him as a defensive back, right? But but you know, when he's out on the offensive side, you think them safeties and them linebackers ain't gonna be trying to line them up? Them safeties linebackers ain't trying to line them up, man. Yeah, man, I wouldn't chance it.
If it was any time in the history of the league it could happen, is now, because of the rule changes, the less physicality. You got to let them guys come off the line of scrimmage. If any time it can be done,
you ain't got to give them a free release.
NFL, it can be done.
But you ain't gonna give them a free release. I mean, you still got that 5 yard.
You got the 5 yards, but it ain't like it was though.
No.
But even though football is not as physical as well, it's still, you know, you only. Everybody falling on you, somebody falling on you every play, that's going to wear you down. And then you take a whole bunch of snaps.
They
I agree with Dave though. I would put him on that I mean, I think I would put him on that defensive side of the ball.
That would be his prime. Then you wanted to run, little packages for him in the red zone, goal line situation, maybe third down. You know what I'm saying? Have him in there on that, but not every snap, man. That's
and plus he's got the efficiency in his route running. He don't run the whole route tree. So the stronger position would be D-back.
But then you ain't flying by people like you said, Clayton. Like when you're in college, you're not just coming off the line flying by people. You're not that big, so them D-backs, man. They big, they strong, they can jam them. He won't even get into his route.
Yeah,
he won't even get into his route, man. So
they won't let him get into his route. Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Won't let him get to his route. He can't get on the jam.
You know what? I'm gonna sit back and see though. I'm gonna see what Jacksonville do with this team.
I want to see what they do. Yeah. Like you say, it could be just a gimmick. Then when it all comes down to it, when season starts, bang, he a D-back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might, fool around with it and see like that because So
how much do he weigh? How much do he?
That big, Mike? He ain't that big. I was thinking about like 185, 190. Yeah, he ain't that big.
Yeah, I'm
I tell you what though, the kid can hoop.
For real,
Travis Hunter can hoop. Yes.
I ain't seen him play no ball.
Yes, he's nice with it. Yeah.
So he's definitely an athlete.
All day long. Yeah. The kid is an athlete.
Maybe you can pull a Charlie Ward.
Yeah, he might.
I think he's a better basketball player than Charlie Ward, though. Better athlete.
I do too.
Charlie Ward was a beast to me.
Charlie is my guy, boy. I ain't lying, boy. Charlie Ward is my guy, boy.
Yeah,
Charlie Ward is my guy, man. But
hey, if the Pope's still on here, bro. If you still on here, look what I got, fam. Get you one. Yeah, y'all should hear his song, man. Go check out his channel. He got a nice song, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
He got some skills. He got some bars. Yeah,
I'm gonna check out.
I'm
gonna check him out.
Yeah, show him some love, man.
Yeah. He said he subscribed, so I'm definitely going to check him out.
Yeah, subscribe. It is up. Yep.
Yeah.
Fellas, I'm gonna be the next one that got to jump out of here.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to bounce too, y'all.
I appreciate Dave. I appreciate the Pope. Let me see who else is in here. I got there's a lot of people in here.
John Heidel,
Rodriguez, John Heidel, Judy Girl, Viking Jim. Viking Jim was in the chat.
You bet I'm in the chat.
Yeah, man. But man. I'm sorry, Ross. C Gazer.
We had Time. We had Eastside Legend.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Eastside Legend.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Time and Eastside. The Wise God was in here. The Wise God was in here giving us grief though for a minute.
Yeah.
It's all good though. Garland Farms, appreciate you.
Sea Gazer.
Yeah, Sea Gazer. But
So tomorrow on ABC you get Paige and Caitlin tomorrow. So y'all check it out. Make sure y'all check that game out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Tunk is on ABC, Tunk.
Yeah, man. I'll probably be watching what I'm watching now, NFL Network. They
My man.
They showing the games from last year. I'm probably watching NFL Network. Yeah.
Hey, we need to talk power rankings tomorrow.
But, what? In
the NFL.
Okay.
Already?
That's cool. Why not? You know what I mean?
All right.
Why not? Yeah.
I'm gonna do some research. Yeah, we could do that.
All it takes is an injury, Jim. You should know that. All it takes is one injury. McCarthy.
No matter when we discuss it, I
was all in on McCarthy last year. He got hurt on me, man. I said, look at this. Yeah. It's all good. Yep. All right,
fellas.
Gotta take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Everybody make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Dave, you two have a great weekend. If you get a chance, tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. But with that being said, man, we are out.
Peace.
Peace.